Hopefully it works. Let's go here. Oh, there it be. And there's Tina saying hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone, says Tina. Let's see if we're even live. Okay, we're live. So that's a good start, I guess. Dutch Yoda says hi, y'all.
Hi, Dutch Yoda.
Actually, you should keep an eye on the comments, and I can
Yep,
do all
I got
the
it.
yippity stuff. So we have the...
Actually, Rob, you should lock onto your camera.
Yeah, I will. But everybody rather see you than me. Me, there we go.
Truth. The truth.
Yeah, the truth. Let's keep it real, right? Nathaniel Howard. Okay, so this is a game completely, as you know, very controversial for a lot of people, mainly because Palladium never kept up with anything they promised. But I really kind of like this game. And after reading through it, it's a little clunky, but I'm a big Robotech fan. I don't know about some of you out there. So I'm going to make these videos. There's going to be a couple of videos. We're going to put it all together. We're going to do everything. And then when Tina, I believe Tina is coming to the homestead, we're going to force her to play a miniature game. It just might be this one. But actually, it's going to be Kill Team, to be honest with you. But I want to show everybody how to put this together because it's a pain in the neck. So we're going to start with Zentradi, and we're going to work our way to the good guys, of course. And then we're going to teach you the game and just give you everything you got. I mean, for $30, how can you go wrong? Larissa, how are you? Kabuki, how are you? Nathaniel, Dutch, and of course, Tina. All right, so at least this historically will be here for people to see. And maybe it'll help them because I really don't see a lot of videos out there for this. And like I said, I like doing older stuff. I'm just in a groove. What can I tell you? All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put one of these bad boys together. And then, as you can see, I'll talk about these later. Now, there's a couple mistakes that you can make on this very easily, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I promise that. The most important thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get some really good 10-second curing medium. Now, I got this at Hobbytown, and this stuff is really, really, really good. So you really kind of want to use this. I really enjoy this. Now, here's the instructions that they give you, and they really don't tell you, hey, make sure that you use really quick drying glue, this, that, the other, and they make it very tedious. So what I try to do is I try to cut everything ahead of time and get it prepped up. So I know that one of the first things that I need to do is to glue this together here. Now, this is the front facing, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. And they don't show you the back end, okay? But you want to make sure you'll see that it'll match up, and that's where that headpiece is going to go. So you're going to want to hold on to that or be able to put it down face down for 10 seconds. I've got a little knife here. Of course, they put everything in the... Oh, I got the knife holding the page in the book. What do you think of that, Tina? Right? Didn't I just say if I could do it wrong, I will do it wrong? Of course.
It's part of the show, Rob.
It's part of the show. It's part of the show. Hey, let's help everybody, and then let's show them how not to do it. So I'm just going to trim off some of these edges that I see I'm not too worried about. But actually, this guy here, because he's an extra guy, we're just going to throw him together. So we're going to get a little glue on this guy here, too. This glue is really good. You can find it in hobby shops. You can find it, like I said, Hobbytown. If you have a Hobbytown, it is a quick, dry glue, plain and simple. Boom, 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 and get it together. Now, you can see how small these pieces are, and I've got pretty big fingers. So I'm trying to get all the pieces together that are going to be, that are the anchor of this thing, that I really kind of want to get together quickly. All right. And you're going to cut out your 2 legs. All right. Now, they don't show you, of course, and let's take a look at our little thing. They just show you, here you go. This is how you put this all together. I mean, look at, yeah, okay. We'll get to that next week. Trust me. But here, they don't show you which end that you need to glue into the base there. So just know that the wider end, okay, is going to be the end that you're going to glue this into. So it's actually going to do that. Okay, so you want to make sure that the wider end is here. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to just zippity-doo-dah there a little bit. Any questions? Or gray is the new gray? James Hanna saying something? You know, why am I looking at the chat, Tina?
I got it.
No, I said, why am I looking at it? You're supposed to yell at me.
Why are you looking at it? Why are you looking at it, Rob?
I don't know.
Helen's on. Helen's on.
Oh, Helen's on now? I figured Helen would be busy because Helen is getting a new rig. And Larissa, her and I have got to talk at some point because now, for those of you that are patrons, okay, our patron show is going to be double long on Sunday. We were having a whole bunch of internet problems yesterday, so I had to cancel that show. And we were having some today, but I think they're resolved and we might be able to keep this show going. So if we run out of internet, just know that they are doing some work around here again. It's never been right since the hurricane. So we've really struggled. Justin was on earlier and it went out 3 times. And I'm just trying to get this in while the internet's up. I didn't feel like waiting and I got a little antsy. And you see, they make you cut these things. This is such a little piece that really doesn't need to be there. And I think it's a design flaw. You should make sometimes models easier to put together, but you know, that isn't always the way. What can I tell you? Crap, I am conflicted. We can be team gray, not gray. What?
They're making fun of the fact that the screen was had a lot of blues from the mods talking.
The screen had a lot of blues?
Like sorry, greens. Well, actually, blues for each of the moderators.
Oh.
And Game Line says they're team gray.
Team gray. Well, you should all be team green.
Green. Blue.
Because green, actually, we got in 6 sets of Cthulhu Wars. And for every month that we're at 100 channel members, that's what it's called, I'm going to paint a set a month and just give it away to the channel members. So that's kind of neat.
Rob, Helen wants to know if you have tried using Accelerator with CA glue.
Helen, first of all, that is such a loaded, complicated question that that it hurts my mind right now. And no, I all I use is glue. Okay, if it says glue on it, it makes me happy. But if it's glue that dries faster, then I call it fast drying glue. That's about the knowledge of glue I have. There's super glue, there's glue that glues faster, and there's Gorilla Glue, because you know how I know about Gorilla Glue?
How?
Because the Queen constantly is trying to use Gorilla Glue to shut me up.
Oh, I guess it works on people too.
Yeah, well, no, she tries to do it in my sleep. The Queen has not been very kind lately.
You've been in trouble, Rob.
Yes, to our hero.
Helen says, Helen is still at the office. The rig shows up around 5 my time.
Oh.
Soon.
So there's 2 pieces that go in the side here, which they could have completely avoided. But again, I'm not going to kill this because, you know something, I know models that are a lot more complicated. I really do. There are some models that are a lot more complicated out there. Heck, there's Games Workshop stuff that are a lot more complicated. I think people wanted to play this so badly. I saw one video where the guy was just completely frustrated because you got to put 20 of these guys together. And there are a lot of parts going on here, a lot of moving parts. And it could be a little frustrating for sure. So I understand that. But hey, that's the way it goes. Now, and plus the instructions are not the greatest on the planet. That is for doggone sure. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This was not the instructions of all instructions. Okay, so this is actually going to go there, or is it going to? No, that's where it's supposed to go.
Kabuki Kid asked, "Are you doing the movies and painting show this week?"
No, it is next week. Lance is going to. I believe he has a convention or something. He's going to this week. Some show. Next week's movie, by the way, is a classic, and the reason I picked this show is because number one, I have to paint some Shadows of Brimstone. So, guess what? Now you're wondering, geez, does it have to do with Forbidden Fortress? No, it's an older for Shadows of Brimstone. So I wanted to do something themed. So we decided to go with the outlaw Josie Wales. That was my choice because I know every line to that movie. Okay, I really like that movie. So we're going to do Outlaw Josie Wales next week. I think we're going to do it here. I think we found a way where we can do snippets of it so you guys can follow along. And hey, come on.
Outlaw Josie Wales, 1976.
1976. Now, what your homework is going to be, my faithful friends, is what do you remember from 1976 that, and don't say it now, save it for the movie, that you want to talk about, because we're gonna during our intermission, we're gonna be talking about things from 1976. That's right. Maybe there was something that as a kid, maybe you weren't even born yet, but we are going to have some fun with 1976. Now, you glue this piece on and you have to wait, and that's the problem. Now, there's a couple things that can really go wrong here. This base here has a little notch, okay? And I believe that's your backing. So you want to make sure that your guy is centered here and don't make the mistake I made, like on this particular guy, this first guy I did, and put your rear arc in the wrong place. The other thing is when you're doing the missile guys, make sure that you put this together last. I put it together first, and guess what? When I glued it in, the rockets are heading for the sky. Oh, new member, Green Line, Game Line, 146. Thank you for joining the crew and becoming a channel member. We've got a lot of things that are going to be happening that are very exciting that Tina and I are working on. The girls are doing a great job doing the things that they need to do. And we need to have a team meeting with all four of us at some point. But we're just waiting for Helen to get her rig together. So don't think I'm leaving you girls out. No way.
Hey, Rob, James wants you to know that thanks to you, he painted his first ever minis this week.
Well, then, you know something? What the heck with it? Can everybody say goodnight? We're done. We've accomplished all we can ever do. If we can get one person to just paint, then we've done our job. We've done our job. We've done our job. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Pretty close, yeah. You have to get me to paint. You
know something? When you come here, I'm going to make you paint. Or maybe you can get one of those things that we were talking about.
Yep. I'll be the guinea pig.
So we've got some really exciting things that, like I said, our main mission is to get everybody to paint, not for us to show off what we can do, but to actually get you guys just to paint and show you not to be intimidated. All right. Now, you see this good glue, this really great glue. And again, Game Line, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for that. I'm going to be adding some emojis and stuff like that. We're going to have some Tina pictures in there. We're going to have Helen pictures in there that you can guys have as emojis. And there's going to be a lot of different things that we're going to be working on. But having the good glue is half the battle. If you're using half-baked glue there, then you're going to be running into some trouble there. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some glue on each side here. All right, and a little glue there, and a little glue there. Now this is the real tough part, and this is why you want to make sure that you have a good, quick glue that is going to work pretty fast, because you're going to glue these two pieces together, and they're going to go together pretty quick. I mean, it's going to glue pretty quickly. And we want to make sure that, and you're going to have to hold this a bit. And it's a really weird type of fit here. Okay. So you're just going to hold it for 10 seconds and pray.
Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Dutch Yoda, he got his son and niece to paint Test of Honor, and he put it on Discord, so he wants you to take a look at it.
Oh, cool. I will definitely go on the Discord. I promise you I will go on there. I have a bunch of emails I have to answer from people. I have not had a chance, because usually I do it in the morning, but I've had a number of meetings the last couple of mornings, and it's been very busy for me. So I plan on sitting down and I try to answer comments and emails in the morning when it's quiet at 6 a.m., but it's been a little busy for, well, see, this is what I'm talking about. You've got to make sure that everything is dry. So what you can do is add a little glue here. See, even I make mistakes, but you can't get frustrated with it, okay? And I've got big mitts, so that doesn't help things much. So first of all, I'm not going to worry about that right now. And then I'm actually going to add a little glue on the bottom here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get this base. I remember I've done this differently a couple times, but I'm finding that the way that it really works is by just putting this down here first, like so, and making sure that I have this in place, and then just adding everything else on top of it. So just leaving that there is fine. So what we'll do is we'll finish the rest, and then we'll add this onto there. So we're going to just push that aside for a bit. See, even I make mistakes. This whole channel is a mistake.
No, because GameLine says, this channel is amazing. Been watching since before the Patreon started and have been supporting it since day one as well. Loving it.
Thank you so much. And we are really making headway with the Patreon. I think you're going to enjoy this week's show. Tina, are you going to be around Sunday, or are you a busy girl?
Sunday?
Yes.
I'm not sure yet. I'll have to let you know.
Well, somebody's busy.
Well, it's the weekend. I don't know what's up yet.
You got real things to do.
But we're playing a game on Friday.
Oh, yes, we are. What are we playing on Friday?
Folklore, The Affliction.
Yes. We painted that in 5.5 hours. Did everybody see the final results of that?
It was awesome. It looks great. I can't wait to play.
So I've decided that I'm going to be painting something else, and I think you guys are going to be excited. We're going to do a little kill team in there. We have next week, once we get this episode done, we're going to start Super Dungeon Explorer. We're going back in time, folks. I want to go back in time. I want to do old. I found so much stuff out there that you guys have no idea that I didn't even know I had. And we're going to have some fun, and we're going to. It just got my creative juices going, because I was looking at it and I'm going, wow, that would be fun to paint. Wow, that'd be fun to play. And we're going to do Super Dungeon Explorer. So we're going to go alternately every other week. We're going to do Super Dungeon Explorer one week, and then the next week doing this. So this week we started with this, of course. And then next week, we're going to go into Super Dungeon Explorer, and then we're going to come back to Robotech and go back to Super Dungeon Explorer, and then just so you're not getting overwhelmed with the same thing. This glue is really good. As you can see, you're able to put in these face pieces pretty easy, and then just add a little more glue onto the back here. And now you can see that this almost took me about 15. Of course, I'm talking, so that's not making it any easier. But if you're taking about 10 to 15 minutes to put one of these together, not to mention all the time that you have to take to clip it out. So that's where some of the frustration for a lot of people is coming in. It's taking the time to put it together, and it's going to take you a while to put the entire thing together. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. Okay. These are nice models, and once you get the hang and get going, you can assemble a bunch of them at the same time. So boom, that's all it is to get that guy together. It wasn't as bad as it seemed to be. So we got him together pretty quickly. So the next thing that you're going to want to do, and we're just going to move him off to dry. Get out of the way, sir. Yeah, got to make sound effects. What's the point of
that was pretty good.
We're going to put our cap on our glue because we don't want our glue to dry out. And then the next part is, well, you're going to prime it. Well, oh, hey, look, we already got some primed. Now, the prime may not be as white as you want. So what you're going to do after that is you're going to take some ceramic white and just go over it a bit. And like you see I did here. I went over it just a bit with ceramic white. Now, we're going to take a look. We're going to go with our basic look here, and I've got the book here. This is really a well done put together book, in the fact that you can see where you're going to want to, you can make a decision on what you want to do here. We're going to go right here. I like the battle pod option.
Do we have a guest?
Who do we have?
I heard the meowing.
Yes, it's Puggers, the disabled cat. He's very upset because the dogs are eating, and if the dogs eat, that means Pugger needs to eat. So Pugger gets what Pugger wants, and basically the queen has just fed Puggers. So there you go.
Fed the dogs now.
Oh, you fed the dogs. Now you're going to feed Puggers.
Yes,
Puggers. We need to get an update on Puggers at some point. Personally, I just don't want to see Puggers, because Puggers is a punk. Because Pugger's not your ordinary cat that that is very nice and kind and loving and caring. Puggers wants to hurt people. I mean, I just don't think there's any other way I can put it. And Puggers wants to bite you. He gets annoyed with people very easily. He's Puggers. That's all I can say. All right, so now that we have that, there's only a couple of colors involved here. So we're going to paint this very quickly. And like I said, I'm going to keep this over here so I can see, so I can make sure that I'm dead on with everything. And of course, I put it on the water, which doesn't make very much sense. But for this first part, I think we can do all right. Now, because the color is an off kind of blue, it's not a gray, but it's a very dark blue for leg extensions that are in the front here, and also in the back area, the midsection, and all the turrets are, I'm going to use an Incubus Darkness. Okay. And I really think that that's going to be very effective for what we're trying to accomplish here. What do you think, Tina? Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I personally would have used my administrative gray.
You personally would have used an administrative gray? Are you trying to tell me how to paint, Queen? Holy sh! I'm going to swear on this stream if you keep on mouthing off to me. Had about enough of you. You know, I had the pink slip in the other room. I will fire you.
Wow.
That'll get you.
Yeah, it won't get me very far. I'll never eat again because I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to wash. Matter of fact, I don't even cut my own hair. I don't even trim my own eyebrows.
Because you can't.
Because I can't.
And you don't.
And I don't. Here's when we're in the bathroom together. Here's what you hear. Stay still. Don't move. Why? Don't touch me. And she gets a pair of tweezers, and if I have a long eyebrow or something, she'll start plucking at it. Tink, tink, tink. Let me tell you something. How do you girls do that? That hurts like hell.
The eyebrows?
Yes. Find the right brush.
Maybe you just have thick eyebrows.
Oh, no, she says I'm like Wilford Brimley. There's no way. First of all, she better stop sassing me back. You know, I'm tired of it. You know, you need to get down here and break this up.
Soon.
I'm tired of this. I don't have to take this. This is it. Hi, babe. She came back in the room.
Just for that.
What do you? Oh no.
Yep.
Oh come on! You're not disqualifying me, are you?
Wait, what's going on?
Oh. She said I have to be nice for a whole week.
Oh.
I failed day one.
Or else you won't get cookies.
Oh yeah. No cookies for me.
No.
Well, first of all, I'm on cookie hiatus. I'm not allowed to have any cookies.
Oh, what? You're staying off sweets or something?
I was told I cannot have cookies. She says no sweets for me, nothing. All right, so I'm taking this Incubus and all I'm doing, let me put down my little hood visor here. And all we're doing is we're just going to paint these guns. You got to be very careful and on the line here. And it's probably going to take a couple coats, but we're going to go as quick as we can with this. I don't know if this is dark enough, but it's going to do it for now. And that's sometimes the trick with a white. You're painting over a white. It's easier to paint over a black because you have the black underneath. But when a majority of the model is white, you really kind of want to have that white base so you can just kind of wing through it. So there's that. And I want to show you guys where we're going to be painting. And I'm just going to, and I'm using a lighter brush than what I would like to, but I just don't, I want to make sure that we get this guy painted in time. So I'm just taking and I'm really going over this because there's a couple of things I want to show you with this. And it's one of the techniques that I should be in a painting 101. But the best thing about it is I want to make sure that I get it in here because it's something that you need to see. And it's concerning a wash. Not everything is taking a wash and going over every inch of it because the cleanup sometimes is a pain in the neck. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So I might have wanted to use a bigger brush with this, but no, we're just going to go with it. We're just going to wing it. So again, see, I try to do everything according to speed. How fast do I want to get things done? And sometimes it's not a bad thing. All right, so his leg is going to be like that. And then we're going to do his other leg here. And we're going to be adding some color in here for sure. This brush is actually annoying me to the point where I'm getting severely annoyed with it. Painting's about feel. And I say this a lot. If you write all day, you want the best pen possible. Okay? And one that you're very comfortable with. Certain people can write with certain pens. And then you hand them a Bic and they just oh my God, this is making my skin crawl. Well, the same thing works with brushes. You know, yes, they apply paint. And if they all apply paint the same way, that's fine. But sometimes it's just about feel. How does it feel in your hand? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel confident that you can do anything that you want? All right, I'm sorry for my arm coming in front, but I got the water over there. Always have your friendly paper towel around. How can a paper towel be friendly? I just realized I said that. Have you ever met a friendly paper towel? Okay.
What? Wait. What paper towel do you use?
This guy right here.
Is it brand? Which brand?
Tammy, what brand do we use?
Bounty.
Bounty. Well, we
Very
go
good. Very good.
We go buck wild when it comes to.
I only use Bounty.
Yeah, it's the quicker picker. Sponsored by Bounty.
It comes in different sizes.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So select the size.
Size messes are never the same.
So Bounty, if you're watching this and you want to sponsor this channel and Tina.
Hey, Rob, I worked on Bounty for a number of years.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So that's why I'm vouching for it. It's great.
Why didn't you tell them about Tina's Tabletop World?
It wasn't in existence then.
Oh, that's right. It's only around now. Tina's Tabletop World, sponsored by Bounty. How cool would that be? Guys, you get an unlimited supply of Bounty paper towels. Bounty, the picker quicker upper. Did I just butcher that? Can you imagine that? Sponsored by Miniature Market and Bounty. The picker, the quicker picker upper. I can't say it. Well, there goes our.
There you go. You lost our sponsorship.
Yeah, I lost the sponsorship. All right, now in the back legs here. Okay, so we got the front legs, and on the back leg here, we're going to do the same thing. You want to be careful because boy, we don't want to have to do any cleanup on this. So take your time. Remember, start at the top area, and once you have to feel the brush, move the brush closer to the edge. Move the model around. As you can see, the legs are the toughest part here. Well, no, this whole thing is tough. But when you're done, the example that you're going to get is fantastic. See, maybe you should do the Bounty part.
The Bounty part?
Yeah, you should do the commercial part. Hi, Rob's Tabletop World is sponsored by Bounty, the quicker picker. Watch, we'll get a strike for saying that. No, we are not. We are not sponsored by Bounty. But if you want to, you can get a hold of us at, girls, where do you get a hold of us at? Team Orn at gmail.com or something like that.
I'm pretty sure it's like Ornites at Gmail.
Oh, it's Ornites at Gmail. I don't even know my own. I've never even seen that. That particular mailbox is so the girls can answer any questions that anybody has. We have become as friendly and as quick to answer things and take care of things as possible.
Ornites at gmail.com.
There you go.
ORNITES at
So,
Gmail.
if you just want to talk to me and say hi, you can get a hold of me at novaprime860@hotmail.com. If you have a complaint, please go to Ornites.
Oh, 1-800-TINA's Tabletop.
Yeah, or dial 1-800 Tina's Tabletop. Yeah, that'd go over well. Okay, so let's see here. Now this here, is it on both sides? Okay, so let's do this first. Okay, so the legs are, as you can see, are a little difficult to do, but we can get that done. Let's wash off our brush a little bit.
Rob, do you own, Kabuki Kid asked, do you own the solo system?
The solo system?
I guess it's like a name of something. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
7.9 on BGG.
I never even heard of it. Kabook, are you going to make me go buy something else?
It came out in 2016.
Oh, it did?
Let's see. Oh, the solar system is not a game per se. Rather, it is an artificial intelligence system that provides an unpredictable opponent for your multiplayer games.
No, I don't know anything about that, to be honest with you. It sounds different. Wow.
Interesting.
We'll have to check it out. But why would I want to play solo when I have Tina, the board gamer?
That's right. I'm better than AI, I hope.
Oh God, yeah, you beat me every time. Except this week. Can't beat me this week. Oh, somebody's trying to call.
Hello, I'm here to complain about Rob's Tabletop World.
Okay, here we go. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Forward the number to Helen.
It goes to voicemail, and then basically everything goes to Helen and Larissa, and they handle all the complaints. And then I get the email that goes, Rob, I'm really sorry to bother you, but oh my God, can you help us with this? Okay, sure. No problem. If we can go through what we've gone through the last couple of years trying to keep this channel running, we can handle a few complaints. Amen on that. Okay, so there and there. Okay, so now, so we're getting these dark colors done first, and then we're going to go over with the light color, which is going to be a little tricky because of how it is in there. So don't worry, we'll get it. Why? Because we have to. We have to. All right, so this is going to be a little tricky here because you've got to be very careful. So you always start in the center here. You see how I'm starting in the center? And I'm just working my way around. Once I feel I got control of the brush, I can start hitting those edges. I see where the paint is on the brush because, listen, the paint doesn't go on the brush the same way every single time. So you want to take your time. And it's going to be worth it later on. Or if you don't feel comfortable with a bigger brush like I'm using, you can just paint the bigger areas like so, like I just did. Come in underneath here with the bigger brush. And then guess what? Just take that same small brush that you had. So like right here. I'm like, okay, I'm getting dangerously close. I'm going to hit this thing. Then I'm going to have to touch it up with white. No, that's okay. Just clear off that brush. Put that brush down, pick up that other little brush that you had or that you decided to put back like a total fool and ruin the entire moment that we were trying to create here. Get a little paint on it and say, hey, I'm not going to let some edging beat me because I'm going to take my edging brush. I'm going to get my big brush out and I'm just going to get closer with this brush. There you go. And I'm not going to make a mistake. But if I make a mistake, what's the motto around here? Tell us, Tina.
That's part of the show.
That's part of the show? No, you can fix any mistake. Wow, you don't watch the show at all, do you? It's your own channel, and you don't watch it. Wow. It's ridiculous. Now, we're going to do folklore this week. The only reason that we're not doing Shadows of Brimstone, I believe, is because of time constraints. But we plan on doing it next weekend, I believe, or maybe during the week. We're going to see. We've got to check with Helen and Larissa and see what's up there. Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Jason Miller is here, and he says, hey, Rob, Roger just posted that Dungeon Crusade is finished, except for the board.
Oh, it's finished except for the board. I sent him an email, a very nice email, matter of fact, and he was very, very gracious and very nice. And I also told him, I go, hey, you're killing me. I helped back this thing for you, but this needs to get done. Not that it needs to get done, but, you know, I have gotten some emails saying, hey, when is this going to get done? It's nice that he's updating us, but it needs to get done. And I just said, just hang on. Roger's a perfectionist. But Roger will live up to his word. And I believe that with all my heart. Roger's a good person. I had the chance of meeting him at Origins 2 years ago. And boy, I tell you, he's a guy that just works feverishly. And he has put his life into this. I think it's going to be a great game. I think, the payoff's going to be great. But this is a perfect example why I don't back Kickstarters. Because it would always be in the back of my head. Now, listen, you want to back Kickstarters, back Kickstarters. I'm just saying I support Kickstarters. I support the people that do it. I think they do a great job. It's just when you get it done, call me. I will be more than happy to buy whatever you got. I should back one Kickstarter or something. I wonder what I would back, though, if I had to back a Kickstarter. All right, so that there, and now we just got one more little area with this dark color. And this is a new brush, I can tell. Very finicky with brushes. We got that. Okay, cool. So now, what we're going to do is you're going to want to paint on the side here. This like retro. Now this is hard because the line is not there. They don't give you a side view, and they just kind of go, well, yeah, here you go. So you got to kind of just make it up as you go.
Jason Miller says, Rob, I know what you can back. DVG's new Warfighter Kickstarter started yesterday.
Yeah.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
I have. Which Warfighter is it?
I'm looking it up right now.
Now I have the World War II version. I have the terrorist version that they did. It's a very good game. It's solid. Dan Versen is a great guy.
Warfighter Modern Wave 3 Shadow War.
I don't know. It's not something that is pushing my buttons. I mean, I really like Warfighter, but I think I got everything I want for Warfighter, to be honest with you. I don't think. Well, I got to take a look at it. Let's be fair. All right, let's do that. Let's take a look at it and then make a determination. So
Warfighter is a great game.
Yeah, it is. Have you played it?
I played it once. But I liked it.
I did too. I'm surprised because you're not a big war game person.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't, but theme aside, it was a good game.
Yes. It is a very, very good game. I think you're more like the game that you beat the crap out of in Combo Fighter.
Wait, actually, yes, that was a good game. Bless you.
Bless you, said Tina.
Thank you, Tina. That's okay.
She's allergic.
She's allergic to you? She's
allergic to me, she just said. That's wow, Tam. Thank you. Wow, Queen. Way to humiliate me in front of my fans.
Jason says, I'm starting a Kickstarter next month to build a gym so I can wrestle you at Origins.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. You can put all your clothes on, dump in some water, and you still, soaking up all the water in that pool, still wouldn't weigh enough to take me on. Okay? You soaking wet. You're like Bounty. I will quickly pick you up and throw you. Jason Miller, boy, he is something else. He's a real tough guy over the internet, but when you meet him, oh my God, Rob, so great to meet you, and I want to thank you and for everything that you do.
Just
And then
doesn't wanna
the
deal
minute
with
you
it.
turn your back, phew, he's like a viper. Ridiculous.
Kabuki Kid says, Rob, did you get the Warfighter Pacific game?
No, I did not. No, I did not. Everybody else seemed to have gotten it. I got nothing. Dan is not a fan of this channel. But there were a ton of people that reviewed it. I should get it. I heard the Pacific was supposed to be real good. All right, so I'm sorry, Kabuki. I'll finish answering. I just want to get this in here. Okay, so now that we have our main color kind of in here, and what we're going to do now is we're going to Jason Miller, the Viper. Yeah, that's like it. That's my wrestling name. Oh my God, I gave him a wrestling name now. Oh boy, it just gets worse around here. So now we're going to take this, and it's a Calgar blue, and this is a great color to work with, and we are going to start painting in these back areas here. And they don't show them exactly the way they do here, but what we're going to do is, all right, that's the way it's going to go, huh? Okay, up and around here. So we're going to start moving this blue in here, and we want to be careful because we just want to go over this area here, and we don't want to go anywhere more south than that. So there we go. We're just going to make our fine line. See how I flatten the brush there and just try to come around so I don't lose that line? Now I can just kind of go in. And this is probably going to take, this whole thing is probably going to take about 2 coats probably. But that's okay, because all we're trying to do is just get this quickly done so you guys can see what's going on here. What time do we got? Oh, not bad. I can get this done before 6.
That's a pretty blue.
It sure is. I like this blue. I wanted to paint a duck this color, but because I've never seen a blue duck. Have you ever seen a blue duck, Tina?
Don't think so.
Yeah, and that's why I chose this color. I just think a blue duck would be kind of cool. So we're going to come around here. And, you know, there's a lot of cleaning up that you're going to have to do. And, of course, now here's something that you're going to find a little bit interesting is that the color that I primed this with was from, it was a white from GW. Now, let me just put my eyes down here. The primer was actually horrible, to be honest with you. So it's a little rough going on, but that's okay. We're just going to go through. It was the only thing I had, and we have to go with what got us to the dance here. So, but those kind of things happen. I think it was a bad can of primer, and you're going to have bad cans of primer, believe it or not, but I was kind of shocked that it was a GW primer of all things. Because usually that's like, first of all, they're very expensive. And then on top of it, you know, it's very expensive. And it's not good on top of it. So that was a little disappointing. So we're just kind of just throwing this paint on here because I really want to show you what we're going to do to try to really bring this out a bit. And I hate this brush already.
So Jason says there actually is a blue duck, by the way. And I just looked it up. It's actually, there's a duck called blue duck.
There's a duck called a blue duck. Are you serious?
Yep.
Well, I've never seen a blue duck, so I painted a blue duck.
It's apparently, it doesn't look blue on pictures, but it's called the blue duck, and it's in New Zealand.
Well, when was the last time I was in New Zealand?
When was the last time you were in New Zealand?
Never.
Oh, actually, it's kind of blue in the water, actually. Pretty.
Well, he's a blue duck. There you
Pretty.
go. I never saw one, so I decided to paint one. So there you go. Jeez.
The last time I was in New Zealand was...
Tina, you've been everywhere. Where haven't you been?
I haven't been to the African continent.
Really?
Yeah.
Got you beat there.
Yeah. I gotta go sometime.
Yeah, it's quite amazing.
But when I was in New Zealand, it was a long time ago, but I went there and I did bungee jumping.
You went all the way to New Zealand just to bungee jump?
More to sightsee, but they're pretty big on bungee jumping there, so
yeah.
It's sort of the thing people would do.
Oh, okay. Now, this stupid brush is giving me such a hard time. Where are these pods? Okay, there we go. All right, so I want to come around here like that. And you got to be careful because there's a line here that you want to keep. And you want to go down there. So I don't want to go down too far. Okay, I see where the line is. Perfect. Okay. Everything's always going to be so difficult here. So all I'm doing is just following through here. This brush has got to go too. All right, this one I'm going to throw through a wall in a minute. I get like this where I've got to go through like 20 different brushes until I find one that I actually feel comfortable with. It's really strange. But
can you just throw out the ones that you don't like?
Yeah, I'll throw it. Well, I'll put it aside. But the whole point is that I won't. I'll put it down until, and then the next time I pick it up, it'll probably be the only brush I use. It's really weird. It's just a matter of having a certain amount of feel. And if I don't feel it, like this brush feels pretty good right now. I would just might finish everything out with this particular brush. But next week, I'll use the same brush and...
Well, guess what?
What?
Helen just sent you $2 for your new brush fund.
Whoa, thank you, Helen. Helen, save the money. Save your money, young lady. So, I just add a little water here. There we go. And I see where I missed here. There we go. Something smells good in that kitchen. I don't know what the heck's going on there, but I don't think I'm going to be allowed to have any of it. To be honest with you. I don't know what the queen's cooking. What are you cooking, Queen? She's ignoring me. Can you blame her? All right, so now we're going to come down the side here. You see, this brush is just doing it for me. It's just a matter of getting the right feel with the right brush and doing your thing. Now, oh, by the way, Tina.
Yes, sir.
We may be able to go tomorrow.
Go.
Do our thing tomorrow. Because I was just told that somebody may not be able to, is not going to do his thing maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to, when I get off, I will keep you abreast of what's going on. We may do folklore tomorrow, or we're going to do it on Friday. Now you see, just taking a little bit of time there makes a big difference. And you'll see why momentarily. And we don't want to go past that line there. And all I'm trying to do is just get this to sit a certain way.
Oh, Rob, hold up. I'm going to get some water.
But go ahead. Can you get some for me?
Okay, will do.
Now, just taking the brush and just kind of inching towards the line, and then over here on the line, and then over here, all I want to do is I'm going to grab this real tight, and I know this is hard to see, but I'm just trying to show you that by just taking and putting good strokes on there, even if you mess up, anything can be fixed. Anything can be fixed. Nothing's perfect here. And I messed up there, but that's okay because I can fix it with some white later on. All right. And I like this color blue. And we're just going to clean that up a bit. But the real thing here is use the book that's available to you, and it's going to make a world of difference on how this all comes out. And that's really what it comes down to, is using the book. The book has the paint patterns for everything, and you can just, as you can see, I'm just taking the brush and I'm taking my time, and I start here with the brush and I kind of inch my way there to get the edge and then come across. So it's just, just knowing how to use the brush, getting those good strokes in there so you can get good coverage. And that's what happens. And if you make, like I said, don't worry about making mistakes. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. Everybody makes a mistake. I just made one on this thing. And because the primer's not good, this doesn't really look that great right now. But that's okay because I got a whole bunch of them that I have to prime. And I will get some better primer, that's for sure. Which I'm kind of shocked because usually the GW primer is like outstanding. But hey, what are you going to do? And the other thing is that I'm going to have to go over this a couple of times because I really kind of thinned this out a little bit. So that's okay too.
Hey, Rob, I'm back.
Hey, cool. All right. So I'm going to...
Did I miss much?
No, not at all. Everybody was saying... matter of fact, I didn't even look at the chat, so... I don't know if they were saying anything about you. I hope not. I hope they were...
Behind me, saying stuff behind my back.
Yes. That kind of stuff. Hey, come on now. I'll be doing that. All right, so we're going to take that off. And then we're just going to take a little white and clean up a little bit of the area that I did, that I made a mistake. Because we make mistakes.
And they can be fixed.
They can be fixed. And that's why I have this color here. I'm going to take a little bit of this white. And I noticed that I made a mistake right here. And I went too far with the blue. I went crazy. I lost my mind. I don't know what happened, but it happened. And there we go. So we covered that up. All right. And what else was there? There was one other thing here. And that's not noticeable. I'm not going to worry about that now. And we need to go over and do another color blue, but that's okay. Right now, this is kind of where we want to be. Especially because we kind of want to just cover some of the things that are going to be a little different here. Now, one thing is that one of the most notable and the biggest things with this particular model is, well, the red eye here. So you want to make sure that you get that in there. Okay, so we're going to get that right in there. And there we go. And I'm going to just turn this a little bit because it's fighting me a little bit to move. And you want to get as close as you can. And that's, boom, right there, right where we want. Now they got a couple of dots here that you're going to want to make red, and that's going to help bring out some things right here and right here on this side and on this side. All right, it's not bad. And on the back of their legs, well, there's two dots right here. There's one here and one here. And there we go. That's that. Now, here's where the part that I really wanted to talk about and really kind of bring out a little bit. So how many times do we take new oil and we just slop it on a nice big brush and really go to town with it, okay? Well, you don't want to do it on this. And I'm going to show you why. First of all, we're going to want to get a really good brush, not like any of the ones that I've been using. Clean up here. And we're going to want to shake our new oil real well, because here's where we want to stay very, very controlled with this. Crap, Rob, I can't be the Viper. I think Randy Orton goes by that. Well, did you hear that? Hey, Tina, where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to get our wash. And we just want to highlight little lines and things like that. So that one's not going to do it. I can tell already. Matter of fact, we just bought a brand new brush. Why don't we use the brand new brush and see if that does it? So I'm going to reach over here. Hey, Master Touch. You can get these at where? Hobby Lobby. These are good. I really enjoy these brushes. They're very good and they last a bit. I try to get one every time I go into Hobby Lobby. You know, I use the 40% coupon off. So if it's a $4, like this was like a $4 brush, I think. Hold on. I'll tell you in a minute. Oh, yeah, this was $5. So 40% off. You know, I got it for a couple of bucks. So you try to save wherever you can, you know. And you can see that you go through a lot of brushes and stuff like this. Now, I'm not going to be able to do this whole thing, but you don't want to just take and go all over this, because then you're going to have to go over the white again. But you just kind of want to take the wash and work it into little areas. And you see how I'm doing that? Let me put down my visor here. And you're just going to, because it's easier just to take and go into little gaps and just take some white and then go over that. Now you see where I'm kind of just moving it in there and taking this wash. It's really going to, we're gonna come around here in this gap, and we're just letting the wash run in that gap. And we're going to clean it up with white in a bit, because that's going to make a big difference. And just doing this is going to make a big difference, because it's going to give that model what I always tell you is depth. So you have like little nodules here. And once this dries, you don't have to go heavy with the particular color. I mean, the white over it. All you have to do is you can almost dry brush over it a bit. And what that's going to do is the stuff that's sitting in there isn't going to get covered up. So as you can see, I'm just kind of fitting this in here in certain areas. And I was hoping to have one of these done where you guys can see, but I want to come around here a little bit, because I want to get in that gap there. want this thing to have some depth to it. So I'm going to come around this nodule as well. And then, let's see, well, you know, we can go in here a little bit on that side. On that side, it's going to create shadow, like I always tell you guys. And that's exactly what we're trying to create here, a shadow. And just going around certain parts of this. Now this is an extra detail that can be a pain in the neck, but also it can really pay off in the long run. And it's just such a simple thing. It's just a little time consuming. Yes. It's just a little time consuming, and that's all. And just taking that and working it around all the certain areas here, around the eye here. And like I said, it really will pay off in the long run. And you see, especially see now how it's all about creating shadow. And that's what it really is about. Instead of going over the whole thing, you don't have to do that. You can just take a little, like oh geez, what else do we have here? Along the boot here. All right, just taking, and it's something that we've been talking. Well, I've been talking about showing you guys a little bit more, and it really helps when doing your washes. Like in this gap here, we can come in here, we can come in this gap here, and then that gap there. Another gap here. I want to come up around. And just all you're doing is creating shadows. Now, it looks like garbage right now. But when it dries, and I was hoping that I'd be able to do one and have it where I can show you guys when it's done. But you're just going to have to take my word for it on this. And matter of fact, when we come back in 2 weeks, I'm going to show you what happens and how we clean this all up. And how much this is going to improve this particular model. Like in this gap here. Come around. Okay. You can come in between this gap here.
Whoa.
Yes, Bella. Yes, Bella. She's going, be careful. Because you're going crazy, Dad. No, I'm not going crazy. I know what I'm doing. Stay with me. I mean, can you believe that? Dog freaking out. I'm just taking and just working this around these areas here. It's just, it looks like garbage right now, but eventually when we clean it all up, it's going to really, really just help bring out this model even more, because what you're doing again is creating those shadows that you want to create. And you can come in between this gap here. It's just taking your good brush, and you'll start to see, and sometimes you can maybe even do too much, because you start to become addicted to saying, oh, well, this is starting to look pretty good. I see it, you know. I see what this does, and it's giving me that shadow I'm looking for. You see how by just taking that and working that in there, you know, yeah, it's a little messy in there, but we can clean that up with the white, which makes a big difference. And then taking a little bit more, coming through here a bit, okay? It sits so well in here, and it makes such a big difference. And it's just taking a little bit and just getting a little bit in there so it sits up. And then all we do is when it dries, and I'll show you, I'll see if we can, without messing things up too much. Okay, so like coming down here. And I see another gap here. You try to fill every gap here. Now look, see that gap right there? Mm-hmm. That's a big one right there, because that's going to give your your thing, your robot a little bit more. Again, we're trying to create lights and shadows. By just working it in there and not going over all the white spots. Like you can just take it and you can kind of go crazy there. You're not worried about where it lands in there, but you are in this gap here. All right. So just adding that in there really helps. So then what you can do is you really don't have to go crazy. I'm going to use, now you see how this brush is? It's a little feathery. Well, that's good because all I want to do. The dog is named Benji. That's cute. I remember. Oh God. Why am I reading that?
Why are you reading the chat?
Because it's such a bad habit. For years I had to do it and I didn't have anybody else to do it. Holy cow. And by just taking the white, and sometimes you want to wait, you end up wasting more white than anything else. I'm just taking and making sure that I have a good amount on my brush here. What time we got? 5:45. Oh, wow. We're doing pretty good here. And by just doing that and taking it off. Now, there's another way you can do these guys where you paint them all gray and then put the dark blue on. So it really comes down to whatever you feel you want to do. But I don't know how dry this is. But you can kind of just start to kind of go over a little bit and cover up. And you see now all of a sudden that the stuff that's on top there starts to disappear. This particular line here. See how that line is just kind of there now? Oh God, what are you laughing about?
Nothing.
Oh God, somebody making fun of me? Or is it you?
Nothing.
Uh-huh. And by just taking this off, probably Jason Miller. I'm not even looking. So by just coming over the top, and you can see by just taking and brushing this over the top, now all of a sudden everything kind of cleans up a bit. So you see the effect now that we're getting?
Yep.
See how that all kind of works together? And we come over the back side and we do the same thing. But just nice and light. Stop it, Tina. Oh my God. All right, so you're not going to tell me, are you?
There's nothing.
Uh-huh. And again, just taking and just lightly going over the top here. And I got that definition. Now all of a sudden, it really looks a little bit more mechanical, doesn't it? So you see how that leg is? It's like, oh man, did you take all that time to paint that up? No, not really. Not really. And it's just a matter of just brushing through certain areas. Like here, you can clean this up real easy. Most of the time. Most of the time. And just taking and going over and just cleaning, taking your brush and working that area. It's okay if you get a little on the thing here. That's all right. And if you don't have enough on here, well, you put a little bit more on that brush. That's what that brush is for. But that wash should dry pretty quickly, hopefully. Usually you want to give it about 30, 40 minutes, unlike me. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. See, I'm trying to find out what the hell you're laughing about.
I see.
I know it's that Miller guy. I know it is. I can feel it in my bones. That guy. So, again, coming over the top here, cleaning up this side and just working that in there. And then coming over on this and working that up. You can leave a little there. Come up on the back side. You can see how the legs clean up very nicely. Unlike our friend Jason Miller, whose poor wife is a saint for putting up with. I mean, was it one of those shotgun weddings? That's all I want to know. I mean, was she forced to marry you?
Oh.
Because she's such a nice lady. I just don't know. Was she in college? Was that what happened? It was the haze of college that got in her eyes. I'm just curious, Jason. But I only wanted to do the legs, and I want to show you, so don't pay attention to the rest of it, how just doing that little bit, how now all of a sudden you have a real nice type of, it looks like you took hours to thin line that in. So pretty much that's how you're going to go about doing these guys. And you're going to do about 20 of them. The bases, what I like to do, it depends on what you want to do. You can do the grass. You can do city, which is, I have an Astro type. Or they also, I believe GW has like a Mars granite. Hold on, let me see if I think I may have it. I may have it. I don't know. We're going to take a look.
Jason says, I actually asked her dad if I could ask her out, and he said, why?
I would have said the same thing. She goes, why? Where do you guys want to go? Why? Huh? Well, see, is that why he let her go? He goes, that guy's harmless. There's no way she'd go out with him. Yeah, sure, you can go out with him. Because that's how it was with my wife.
They thought you were harmless?
Yeah, they were like, there's no way she likes him. Look at him, he's pathetic. Yeah, go ahead, you could take her out. He's about as safe as they come. But let me tell you something. I was one smooth guy because I swept her right off her feet. And she never...
Queen is coughing in the background.
The Queen is coughing because she's coughing in the background because she's sick.
Oh, sure.
Isn't that right? All right, let's see how this is going. Well, you can go city, which is Astro Granite. I don't see the other stuff that you can use. Hold on. Technical Martian. Oh, you can. Is this no? That's technical. You could paint it Martian. Yeah, you can paint it Martian color. Yeah, why not? Oh wait, hold on. I think I found it. But you can take some of this stuff, and I believe I have a little tool here. Not me, team, not me. I'm not a tool.
Kind of. You kind of are.
Wow, really? Okay, so I'm going to put a little of that there. And what brush should we use? I have a bad brush that I like using for this kind of stuff. I mean, it's old. Okay, there we go. And all you do is you're going to take this technical paint. Okay, this is a little bit. This is my glue one. Oops. All right, let's use this one. And you can make a Martian base. And just kind of go around here.
Looking good.
Yeah, it really depends on what you want to do. And move on here. I'll show you what we'll do here also, since there's no grass on Mars. Did you know that? But there's water.
No grass on Mars?
There's no grass on Mars.
What?
That's a little tidbit that maybe you guys should like I said, I try to be informational here too. Honestly.
I learned something new from this channel.
I know. I want you guys all to go into work. Did you know there's no grass on Mars? Really? Yeah, no, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
Jason is heading off to dinner, so.
Wow, thanks for the announcement. Maybe the stream will go a lot better now. Boy, this was a total failure. All it took was him showing up. How one man can bring an entire stream down to its knees. I hope he's proud. And, I mean, if you want to, you can add some. You can add some of these in there.
Ooh.
And when they dry in there, you can paint. You could paint right over them the same color, so it has a little bit more of a Martian landscape to it.
Nice.
So just add a couple there, and fight it out with these guys. And you could do some cityscape with the astrogranite, which is really good. It's really what your imagination is, what you want to do. And that's the way I like to do things.
Does it just stick on the paint like that?
Yeah, it'll stick on there. I'll add like a little white glue over the top.
Mm.
Once that dries on the bottom, I'll add a little white glue and make it a little more texture and bumpy. And then I'll paint over with this Martian iron earth, and I'll go over it, and that'll give me what I want. But essentially, no, it doesn't look the way it should look. I know, Bella, it's disappointing. But the whole point is that we wanted to just kind of do it real quick, show you some of the quick things that we wanted to do. I wanted to show how to do the legs. I would do that with the rest of the model. Just go over it with the white, go over another coat or the blue, and just start painting a whole bunch of these, which I'm going to paint a ton of these. So this guy would be dry, so we would do that. Let me show you some of the other types of that we would do here. You can do, again, like what we just tried to do here. You've got this dark gray, which is pretty good. They also have a green theme, which is kind of cool. And then on the other side, that also shows some of the other things that you can do and create here. So it's really at your discretion. So there you go. Part 1 of Robotech. Now, this is a lot of fun to put together and paint and have some fun with. And I really think you guys will enjoy it. And just really, get this together and get ready to play what is, I consider, a very good game. Now, this guy isn't done painting, but I gave you the basis on how to do it and all the information that you need to get them done. When you see next time that we come on in 2 weeks, because we're doing Super Dungeon Explore in our little paint from the past thing that we seem to be doing lately, you're going to see them all done and proper, and hopefully you'll have some to show me also on Discord and other places. So, wow, we got that done pretty quickly. I'm pretty shocked. We started at 4:45, and we did that in about an hour and a half. Not bad. So, I think that's about it. What do you think?
That's pretty good time considering the fact that I was distracting you.
Yes. And usually we're a little faster, and then plus, we had Jason Miller in here, which is, that cost us about 15 minutes. So you can do these pretty quickly. It's just getting in the groove, getting a bunch of them together, and really just putting the time in with them. And you'll see that you'll get some really great effects and some things that you can really utilize and go forward with. All right. That's about it. We may be on tomorrow, but I know we'll definitely be on Friday no matter what. And we're going to be doing Folklore: The Affliction. So we're actually, instead of painting, we're going to be playing some games, and I'm looking forward to that. So until next time.
Bye.
The Queen says goodbye, and Tina, say goodbye.
Bye. Bye, people.
Yes, we will see you soon. Stay on, Tina. I want to talk to you for a second.